Hi guys, welcome to this week's Mindful Moment. We are building on our last podcast episode where we talked about leaning into uncertainty, and we thought for this Mindful Moment we would talk through a little bit more about how you can practice leaning into discomfort and uncertainty in small ways every day and build that muscle up, so that then when you really need to lean in, you're already fitter emotionally, and you've built that trust and belief in yourself that you can lean in. And also we wanted to chat a bit about what that might look like for you and your horse too. So I wanted to start with the human side of things and to compare the uncertainty with like a river. And when the river gets really rough, you can't control the way the river goes, but you can start to build your own boat. And the way that we can help ourselves to do this is by doing little bits every day. And I think we think of uncertainty as really big things, which it can be, like, you know, perhaps moving home or getting a new job or moving yards, maybe even, you know, where you are with your horse in that journey. Perhaps you're exploring something that you're not quite sure what the answer will be or where you're going. But it doesn't need to start with that big thing. It can be as simple as how fast do you reach for your phone when you're in a queue, or how quickly do you need to find the answer to something rather than sitting with the question, or before bed can you put your phone down and just think for a little bit. Or for me it is watching a whole movie without skipping the hard bits. I find it really hard to watch the whole movie without being like, no, this bit's sad. It's like Titanic. I'm renowned for watching the first half and then being like, yeah, everything was fine, no one died. And that is my...
But yeah. You know the outcome.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, but I'm like, no, this is uncomfortable. And I have to force myself, or even like sometimes, you know, on a YouTube video when you have to skip ad.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to watch the ad. Because you're like, how quick are we? Like, no, I need to skip to like from 5 seconds.
It even gives us a button to do it, doesn't it? Yeah.
And noticing how quick you are to kind of remove that uncertainty, or even, you know, get to know your own nervous system a little bit deeper. What is the response that it creates? You know, even now, like thinking about, you know, not skipping an ad, you might already feel something come up within you. It might be kind of shutting down. It might be wanting to run. Getting to know your own nervous system is amazing because you are able to become empowered within it, and know where you are at, and equally what you can do to help yourself swim. So we were saying as well about creating that internal sense of certainty even in the waves when it's really rocky, having a routine or things that purposefully put you in discomfort in a small way, so that then when you do have to come in discomfort later on, you feel more empowered, you feel more capable, and you feel more trusting of what you can do. So we've been exploring cold water dips, and I'm not saying you need to kind of shove yourself into cold water, but find mini ways of building up your muscle. And I think you'll be amazed at how different you might feel when the tricky moments come.
And it's about finding what works for you, like your nervous system. When you were like, we've been exploring cold water dips, I was like, I did one ice bath and I hated it.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
I know I could do it, and I learnt a lot from it, and I feel like I'd like to give it a go again, knowing a little bit more.
That might have been a bit of a steeper cliff.
It was more that I kind of found out that there was a vital piece of information that had I done something slightly different, my body wouldn't have gone into such a panic.
Totally.
But you know, I trusted the process because I'd gone on a course.
Yeah.
So I trusted the instructor. But yeah, like, yeah, I for me, it's kind of owning my morning routine of making sure that I just do my yoga. For me, that's when I really get kind of back into my body, and I feel like it just really grounds me for the day. Even if it's just 10 minutes, that 10 minutes is really empowering for just going, hey, nervous system, you're good, you're okay.
Yeah, totally.
And I always say to people, like, the kettle is 3 minutes normally to boil. Breathe properly for 3 minutes, in for 3, out for 4, can make the biggest difference of when, like, everything's just feeling really overwhelming. And I think breathwork's brilliant because if you're doing it and you're counting, you can't be counting and worrying about what's causing you like grief or uncertainty. You just have to be counting, and so for 3 minutes you are present and you get back in your body, and your body will thank you for it.
And you can do it wherever you go. You don't have to get in a swimming costume.
Don't have to have access to a yoga mat or an ice bath.
And you can do it in a session with your horse. You can't be like, oh, 1 sec, let me just whack my ice bath out in the middle of this clinic. I mean, you can do it at ours if you want.
Get in a trough. I did have a paddling pool at a camp
that
once,
was fun,
which was really good, but it was super hot, so it was much welcome.
Totally.
And I think for the horses brings a whole nother aspect to it, because there's uncertainty based that can come from fear. The rider has uncertainty of they don't know if their horse is going to stay connected, they don't know if their horse is going to jump the jump, they don't know if they're going to fall off. So you get a bunch of uncertainty that then brings up fear, and then it generally, loads of that stuff comes back to, it's nothing to do with what you think it's about. It's about, how would that then affect if I fall off and hurt myself? How does that affect my family, or stuff like that? But you'll find the uncertainty comes up in loads of different forms. It comes up in the uncertainty of, well, what if my horse doesn't want to do what I'm asking them to do, and the uncertainty of, are you leading, are you not leading? And if you're over analysing and questioning stuff and not being in the moment with your horse, your horse will feel that
uncertainty for them.
They're going to go, well, you don't know what you want, so I better look after myself. And then there's equally kind of that we were talking about, just sometimes just being in the moment with where you sort of stop having expectations of an outcome and just go, okay, well, I'm just going to sit with you and be. There's an uncertainty to it, but it's just allowing that to be as it should be. And I think, like, you can almost go round in a whole full circle of going from giving them certainty to almost, I feel like people go, well, hang on a minute, is that not uncertainty? But it's not. If you are holding space and just going, I'm going to hold this space of now, there's certainty to it, and that's what they like. Even if you're doing nothing, if you're confident in that you're doing nothing, they'll go, cool.
Totally. So I hope you enjoyed this mindful moment. And also, I was just about to wrap up. I've got another little thing.
Another golden nugget.
Another little golden nugget, and it's all to do with sitting in your feelings. And we spend our whole life trying to escape our feelings. We try and suppress, express, but we never process them. And what real uncertainty gives us an opportunity to do is to really sit with what's coming up, because it's normally never about the situation. It's always about, what is underneath that is potentially, unresolved from other situations, from other uncertain situations in the past, beliefs about uncertainty that you've absorbed, and just allowing that time to just, be for a minute. That kettle boiling might be all your nervous system can handle right now, and that's okay. And if your brain starts going, oh, well, I need to get back to this person, oh, now I need a wee, or oh, I need to do this thing that I forgot about, or I need to post this to someone. That is your brain trying to get out of that discomfort of being. And the more we can have a sense of humour about it and catch ourselves and go, I see what you're doing, I get it, but I'm just going to stay here and breathe, then that's real empowerment.
And I think for the kind of like relationship between horse and rider, it's having belief in yourself or what you're asking. You don't have to hold an expectation to the outcome, but I think for all horses, they have so much uncertainty with every time we're around them. But and some have a lot of evidence to prove to themselves that their uncertainty should, be really guarded about what this human's asking you, be defensive about it, because that will keep you safer than my previous experiences have taught me. And I think I see it when I'm teaching people, it's with those moments that's when humans start to doubt themselves, and they go, oh, but my horse, like, they don't get it, they don't understand, they're not responding, etc. or like, and I'm like, sometimes it's a case of, okay, fine, we just need to break it down into smaller understanding for them. And other times it's holding space with no judgment, no expectation, but with confidence. There was loads of times with Tay where I've just held space for her of, I know you've got a bunch of stuff going on in your mind right now where you're afraid, you're overthinking, you're over-analysing. And yes, I do believe horses can do all of this. And have emotions way more than most people will give them credit for. But I just would have to hold her the certainty of you're safe. And that knowing of, I know I'm asking you a question that perhaps before you're right to have been defensive or said no to, but I'm just going to hold this space open as a safe, but certain that I am trustworthy with like what I'm asking you. I'm going to give you safety, and so that they can then,
it's a completely different energy, isn't it?
That they can then go, okay, I think I can try, because it ultimately feels like what you're asking is going to be safe.
Absolutely. And do let us know what your moment of uncertainty is. We love hearing from you, and we love you guys letting us know what's resonated with you. And do let us know on our social medias.
We do love to hear from you. We should do some reading out, actually. We've had some messages from